Before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more true crime mysteries that will keep you up at night. The Black Dahlia Files, Part 9. In the days following Elizabeth Short's murder, the Los Angeles police found themselves plunged into chaos. The horrifying details at the crime scene, the body severed in two, drained completely of blood, and the grotesque cuts across her face, shocked not only the public, but even the most seasoned detectives. Forensic techniques at the time were primitive compared to modern standards, which severely hindered the investigation. The shadow of the media newspapers sensationalized the case as if it were a Hollywood horror script. The name The Black Dahlia was coined by a reporter, inspired by the then-popular film The Blue Dahlia. That nickname quickly spread across the headlines, overshadowing Elizabeth Short's true identity. The press was so powerful that it often raced against the police. Reporters tracked down suspects before detectives did, interrogated family members, and sometimes even published misleading stories that disrupted the investigation. Profiles of suspects and dead ends. Official records list over 150 suspects, yet none were ever charged due to a lack of solid evidence. Among the most notable names were Dr. George Hodel, a cultured but deeply eccentric physician linked to the case through wiretaps where he allegedly discussed getting away with murder. Mark Hansen, the owner of the boarding house where Elizabeth stayed. He was said to have had disputes with her, according to certain witnesses. Hollywood figures. Several actors and producers whom Elizabeth crossed paths with while chasing her Hollywood dreams also came under suspicion. But every lead eventually fell apart, contradicted by evidence or lost in the cracks of a flawed system. The birth of conspiracy theories. As time passed, the unanswered questions fueled countless theories. Some believed the murder was part of a dark artistic ritual. Others claimed powerful, influential figures had sabotaged the investigation from the shadows. These uncertainties turned the case into more than just a homicide file. It became a legend, a haunting symbol of America's darker history. If you want to uncover more chilling details about the Black Dahlia case, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this story with someone who dares to listen in the dark. #Black Dahlia, #True Crime, #Unsolved, Mystery, #Crime Story, #Elizabeth Short, #Murder Mystery, #True Crime Community, #Creepy History, #Dark History, #Cold Case, #Unsolved Case, #Los Angeles, History, #Crime Files, #Notorious Crimes, #True Crime Stories, #Famous Murders, #Crime Documentary, #Mystery Files, #Scary History, #Dark Mysteries, #True Crime Obsessed, #Unsolved Mysteries, #Crime Lovers, #Creepy Mystery, #Historical Mystery, #True Crime Series, #Hollywood Crimes, #Crime Narration, #True Crime Addict, #Dark Legend,